there was an excuse me, there was an issue in this last draft. They accidentally started the game with 3,000 gold instead of the regular 1,500, so that definitely would have made it a little bit unfair to play with. But getting into the game now, no harm, no foul. Just had to start a little later than they expected. Hopefully, on this side of WKDMT, they can clean this up in a much more well-mannered way and try and get this win on their side and force a game 3. They don't want to drop a set against a team that they feel as if they can so easily beat. But Eternal Knights, I think, surprising people, coming out on top in that last game. A very interesting draft by them with the Shibalanke, but it came together towards that late game, and they really did pull that game out and put it into their hands and show WKDMT they're not to be trifled with. Everybody's loading into the game right now. There we go. People are starting to spawn in. Perfect. Alright, so Moshido is going to be in this game. He wasn't in the previous game. He's going to be taking over for Purification over in that solo lane using Ravana. Hopefully he's going to be able to have a much better time against Snake Eyes and his Chuck. But he's going to be the only difference in players, I think, this game. Solo lane should be much more effective for them. The Truth going to be using Naja, Stormjack in the mid lane as Vulcan, and Trent Dogs in the dual lane, partnered with Destruction, repping the Apollo and Sylvanas. In the jungle for Eternal Knights, it's going to be Cherokee Warrior 1 on Arachne, Snake Eyes on the Chalk. Over in the dual lane, Night Stalker 15 on Ganesha, partnered with Shamija as Neith. Mike 9081 going to be in the mid lane. Instead of using the Nuwa, going to be using the Soul. Talking a little bit on Arachne, I think this is a character that's good for pub stomping and good if you can get early leads. Starting out with the Sunder 2, very confident, I think, with this with the current pick that with this pick using this god. I think have to be very careful if you're WKDMT on making sure that somebody like Stormjack on a god like Vulcan, who only has that backfire for mobility, to not get picked off in this early game and not lose fights only because a pub stomp god like this could get ahead and make it a very difficult game for you. Pushing up that left lane, WKDMT a little bit more confident, I think, than the last game, with a couple of characters that might be more comfort picks, more so than picks that they really want to play. Comfort picks that they want to play, not picks that are wanted in the meta, I should say. I should reword that. But in the mid lane, a little bit of a, not a whole lot of a fight going on, but the clear advantage clearly going the way of Eternal Knights. I think that's going to allow Mike and Eternal Warrior to go ahead and try and steal a buff if they want to. A little bit of poke going on to them. Trent Dogs in the left lane going to get adequately poked out by Eternal Knights. Shamija doing a good job of straddling both the wave and dealing damage, but I think aggressing right here would be the best call. You have the minion advantage, and Shamija going to be taking a little poke. Not sure why Trent wouldn't turn around and throw out a couple more auto attacks. When those minions are up there, you have that advantage in duo. You want to aggress. You want to put that damage out. It's hard to come back in a duo lane when all of your potions are used and there's nothing you can do about it. Looking like they're getting the memo now. Shamija being forced to use that Aegis, doesn't want to take any more damage. Trent going to come in and get the knock up on the 2. He's level 1 now. Able to get a little bit of damage out, but not going to be quite enough. The slow from Destruction coming through. Night Stalker could actually be the first blood here, and he will be. Destruction able to pick that up and secure that. His Hunter wasn't quite able to pick it up with those last few auto attacks, but the first blood going the way of WKDMT, so already a much better game than it was before. That left jungle, a little bit of contention going on. That red buff going to be started, I think, by the Truth, but it was caught out by Eternal Knights. They're actually able to grab that. Cherokee Warrior at level 3. Got to be careful. The Truth looking like he might get caught out here. And a return kill might be going the way of Eternal Knights. The Sunder is going to be used. Cherokee Warrior might be getting himself out of position here. You got to be careful. Mike, however, able to pick up the kill. You need to step away. Had I been Stormjack, you could have gotten into Mike's face and absorbed that for your jungler. But now 1-1. Even with the first blood going your way, WKDMT needs to be careful about these fits. You're still... about these fights, you're still even in gold. Even with the first blood in your hand, you're actually a little bit down in gold, so you got to make sure you clean up your farm game and try and get this game back in your hands. Clearing up their purple buff over in dual lane. I think it might be an ill-advised move by Cherokee Warrior to try and aggress onto them. Got to be careful if you're him. Destruction going to be his target. However, Destruction very wisely using his stun to get Cherokee Warrior off of him, being forced to go back to the jungle. Snake Eyes over in the solo lane. Moshido doing exactly what I would hope he'd do and take the solo lane into his hands. big, long teleport coming out of the way of Snake Eyes. However, the Truth should be able to get a sash here, get the stun, and try and get that damage out. There's the sash, there's the stun. A kill for Moshido V2 over in the solo lane. Good job by him, a character, an unsung hero of this team, I think. Not talked about quite enough. In the previous set they played, he played 2 games of Bologna, and I think in both games he went perfect. I think he had a 17-1 game and a 12-1 game. Moshido's huge to this team, and playing without him this last game definitely hurt. Not a whole lot going on right now. I think Cherokee Warrior, without that ultimate online, is definitely putting himself at a disadvantage. You want to start farming a little bit more, caring a little bit more about camps, and I think these oracles should get started up here, but instead looking over in the dual lane, might be able to make a play onto Destruction here. 2 very low characters on the side of Eternal Knights are pretty good bait. Going onto Trent instead of Destruction. The A just immediately coming out of Trent. If they can make a play here, I think Destruction might be able to help his Hunter get a kill. Cherokee Warrior still going in on it, trying to get that kill, but I don't think he's gonna have any chance to get it. They're gonna go under the tower and nice and safe before he's able to make an impact. Not much going on in this game. Cherokee Warrior, I think so far, not having any kills, only the assist. Snake Eyes over in the solo lane, able to get a. Actually, he rotated to the mid lane. Oh, the UI just froze up for me there, but in the mid lane, able to get a double kill. Not calling out the rotation is Moshido, or at least he didn't see it and wasn't able to call it out. Snake Eyes doing a good job in the mid lane, getting a double kill for himself, already putting himself in a lead against his solo lane opposition. I think Moshido is going to have to give him a taste of his own medicine and rotate to the lane himself sometime and try and get a kill for himself, see if he can't fight fire with fire or something. Putting some damage into that mid tower. Mike is there with that soul. Absolutely devastating damage. It's probably hitting for closer to 30 to 40 right now. Going to do a lot of damage to that tower. A lot of lane pressure going to be taken away from Storm's deck. I think on that Vulcan might not have been the smartest pick. Already with 1 death here, probably not feeling too confident about the game right now, but I think if he could pull it together, get a bigger ultimate, not whiff him, hold on to his stuff a little bit more longer, wait for teammates to help him out, he'll probably fare a lot better. Missing that backfire right there. You got to be careful about what you're poking with and making sure that you're comboing in your own abilities. Big ultimate over in the right lane. However, Moshido able to get his second kill of the game. I think the Truth and Moshido both happy to have each other back in their games. Moshido, obviously a great addition. 3-3 right now, though. A very even game on the for both teams. A little bit in the lead is Eternal Knights, but I want to see WKDMT try to make more aggressive plays over in that dual lane. See if you can't get Destruction to not fall behind. See if you can't you can't push the lane up. Get a tower under there. If Destruction starts rotating around and leaving Trent by himself over in that dual lane, I don't think Trent will have too bad of a time, except obviously he's going to be standing under his tower, but if you can find advantages somewhere else on the map, you won't have a bad time with it. However, Cherokee Warrior able to get a kill onto the Truth all by himself right now. Moshido also going to get picked up. I think a big misplay coming out of WKDMT, aggressing into their jungle against Arachne, as well as a Chalk. Arachne, even from behind even behind or ahead, is going to have a very good stun, and boxing her is almost impossible. You just don't do it. And actually electing to aggress into the mid tower, or into the right tower, as the 2 characters, leaving the mid lane all alone, 2 versus 2. 2 versus 1, excuse me. Stealing that buff over in the right lane is Cherokee Warrior. I think already getting this farm already in their favor. Gonna get a little bit of a... Gotta get that stun onto Trent and some damage onto Destruction, but nobody's gonna die in that engagement. I think Trent just needs to be careful about what he's doing here over in this dual lane. Over in the right lane, however, Cherokee Warrior getting a little bit low on health, going and targeting Moshido. However, the Truth right behind him. A couple more auto attacks are gonna do it. Moshido Warrior 1 is going to be what secures that kill. An ultimate coming out of Stormjack is going to be off the mark, but Snake Eyes now knows that there's 3 people on his tail right now. That should result in another kill for WKDMT and keep this game as close as possible. A backfire should be able to do it here, but unable to land it. However, in the dual lane, when I wasn't watching, Shamija was able to pick up a kill onto Trent Dogs already. This game not looking too favorable for Eternal Knights. However, I think a bit of a misplay coming out of Mike dying to a Chaos Archer in the mid lane. This is unfortunate right now. Reading the comments, I think they did host this game, but if Eternal Knights are cool with it, then I don't know, no harm, no foul, I guess. But hopefully, Game 3, if there is one, they will switch roles or at least allow Eternal Knights to choose where they want to play on the map. The backflip is down now for Shamija. Again, another backfire is going to be off the mark there. Getting tugged back in by Destruction. Shamija in a lot of trouble here. You got to be careful if you're... You want to be a little careful if you're WKDMT. The rotation immediately called out for Eternal Knights. Going to remain safe, for at least for now. In that upper right jungle, Snake Eyes is going to be pretty low on health. The ultimate from Oshido going to be coming through, not hitting Snake Eyes, but going to put him in good position to pick up a kill over in that solo lane. Rotating over, Mike going to see if he can't make a good play onto Moshido. Not confirming that damage onto him and being forced just to attack the minions and move along with his nice day. Already with an almost 2,000 gold lead is... Actually, they're at a 2,000 gold lead now. Is Eternal Knights' this game slipping away from WKDMT's hands? Unfortunately for them, I think their team is not playing up to par compared to their last set that they played. This is just unfortunate, and I guarantee the chatter in their room is much different than it was their first set. You want to see if you can't keep Moshido on the roll that he is with that Ravana and try and get more kills onto Trent on that Apollo. Not a whole lot going on in this game so far that's super exciting, except that Eternal Knights just strutting their stuff and playing good, playing really good games. Snake Eyes on that shock, I think, is a lot better than people are giving credit for. I think this really shows that Purification probably not having as bad of a game as much as it is that Snake Eyes just has a really good shock. But that 3-man knockup coming out of Snake Eyes is going to put Mike out of position. However, low on health and getting a response from their team. Two members of the Eternal Knights are going to be rotating in. Rotating from behind, Destruction. A couple of kills already for out of this team fight. 1 for 1 so far.
Not ready to tap out just yet.
Gotta be careful. I think this is probably going to be a Portal Demon call. This is already 10 minutes, and you have 4 members over in that right lane. Coming up from behind is Cherokee Warrior. WKH Destruction might be the victim of the onslaught from Cherokee Warrior. The stun not going to come through, and the knockup from Stormjack is going to be what keeps him away from that kill for right now. Just going to grab a minion or two there. Not a whole lot going on. I'm still thinking that a Portal Demon wouldn't have been a bad call, but Moshido's back in lane, so not very safe. The Truth is there with him as well. Missing that Sash, and the Ohm going to be the response, but both abilities off the mark for now. Cherokee Warrior, however, with that Arachne coming up a lot bigger than I would predicted. A pub stompy kind of god, making her debut in the Pro League so far for the PS4. And grabbing... Just going to secure his speed buff there. I think Arachne from ahead is something you do need to start addressing pretty soon. You don't want to fall too far behind. Unfortunate, though, over in the dual lane, Trent Dogs sitting at 0-1 versus a 1-0. Neath, big enough of a disparity to have a 2-level, now a 1-level lead. Shamija not getting a whole lot of attention outside of WKDMT, and a pretty slippery target. The leap has been used pretty effectively to keep him on that god very safe. Just a bunch of standoffs going in the lane right now. Moshido unfortunately left his lane long enough for Snake Eyes to grab that tower. The ability is down for Snake Eyes right now. Moshido is full permission to go ahead and aggress, but the heal is going to be enough to keep Snake Eyes alive. However, when I wasn't looking, Cherokee Warrior was able to grab a kill onto Trent. Trent just struggling these past few games. Cherokee Warrior is now sandwiched between a couple of characters. I think if he has that ultimate online, he should be able to get out. The pull pretty big from Destruction, getting a knock up onto 2. Could be comboed into over in the right lane. Snake Eyes was able to pick up a kill onto Moshido. Cherokee Warrior really going in this left lane. A big fight breaking out over in this dual lane. The most attention I think I've seen dual lane get in a while. Mike looking like he was trying to go for the kill onto Stormjack, but the immunity is going to disrupt that, and he's going to remain alive at least for now. Got to be careful if you're Trent. I know aggressing seems like the right idea here to defend a tower, but you're going against 3 well-ahead members of Eternal Knights. It's only a tier 1 tower. You don't want to lose too many characters and make it be a Gold Fury loss as well. A lot at stake here. However, over in the right lane, Snake Eyes just doing the best he can to aggress that right lane, aggress into that tier 2. I don't think he realized that he has the 3-level difference between him and Stormjack. He could have just sat in box and forced Stormjack to back off, but just a peaceful standoff right there, a little bit being thrown out. However, the Truth taking a lot of damage. Snake Eyes able to get a quick kill in the mid lane. The Truth unable to get away from that. Lots of issues on this WKDMT team right now. I think we looked pretty strong that last set, but it could have just been a fluke. I'm not sure, but looking very disoriented and not quite as well knit as they seem to be. Stormjack going to hold defensively, playing it at his feet, not landing onto anybody. Those oracles going to be picked up. However, turning and dashing, Trent Dog doing a good job of trying to keep himself alive. Destruction and a lot of trouble over in that mid lane. However, with just a little bit of health, going to be able to get away to a tune of only about 30 health. However, Moshido V2 able to get a pick up a kill onto Shamija. That Neath getting finally killed. Only at 1, 1, and 3. Not a big disadvantage. You're still ahead of the other hunter. It's okay to laugh right now. You didn't do it after a bunch of kills and there's still people alive, so you're just trying to bait people out. And that probably was a bait. Snake Eyes a little bit low and a little bit worse for wear here, but 3 versus 3 does favor Eternal Knights right now, and clearly so. Big ultimate coming out of Snake Eyes, trying to get some CC for his team to follow up on. Cherokee Warrior going to be ulting, looking for that kill onto the Truth. 4 members of WKDMT hot on his trail, at least for half a second. Only Stormjack and Destruction going to be following up on that. Still no kills on his side right now. The ultimate from Destruction is going to be good, but a meditation from Night Stalker is going to mitigate most of that damage. Cherokee Warrior pretty low right now, and Night Stalker doing the best he can to peel out for his jungler, and look like successfully doing so, going out into the jungle and staying alive. However, Moshido was able to pick up Night Stalker. Unfortunately, his efforts, though it was able to save the jungler, were in vain as he died himself. But I think 10 times out of 10, the support's going to be all right with losing their life in order to keep a key member of their team alive. Just a little bit of a conventional in the mid lane. Snake Eyes is so big right now, hard to do much more damage to him. He is already sitting on a 2,135 health pool between that shield of regrowth. Yeah, between the shield of regrowth that he's only in tier 1 in, but the mystical mail also gives him a couple hundred health, so just a big tanky character you don't really want to mess with right now. Trent Dog not in a whole lot of trouble. He was able to back off before anything happened there. The ultimate from Stormjack, I think it landed onto Snake Eyes. I didn't really have eyes on that, unfortunately, but still with a big advantage and able to grab that tier 2 over in right lane. Moshido going to punish Shamija for it, at least to an extent, but I don't think this is a well-advised fight for him. The Truth able to get a stun onto Snake Eyes, but a 5-level disparity right now. Those auto attacks are chunking the Truth. On big knockup onto 2, except it was going to be immune. The ultimate from Shamija, however, able to pick up the Truth. Unfortunate for him. He's stuck in that fight too long. I didn't realize how low he was. Mike, a little bit low. The ultimate from Destruction isn't going to land on him. Cherokee Warrior going to be looking for the kill onto Trent Dogs. That tier 2 goes down, so Cherokee Warrior could turn around and try and make a play onto that, and it looks like he will. This Sunder going to be what picks up Trent Dog. A very different game, I think. The kill difference is only 8 to 13. However, objective-wise, they already have 5 out of the 6 towers that WKDMT had standing, so looking very good in this game objective-wise and being very well-knit and well put together. Coming into this game, too, knowing that WKDMT is not a pushover team, they still have to take it just as seriously as they did last game. Unfortunate for them right now. Shamija actually looking at that last objective right now. Stormjack, an ultimate coming out of Shamija, going to be nullified by that Aegis. They're going to take out the minions. Shamija actually uses that bracer of Undoing. That was a clutch bracer to keep himself alive. Trent Dog pursuing that, or excuse me, Moshido right now pursuing that, but looking like he might be getting picked out. Shamija actually going to be taking out the Truth, able to get the ultimate onto that. Gotta be careful right now if you're WKDMT. You're still behind a lot against these the boys on Eternal Knights. However, a stun from Nightwalker is going to peel for his teammate for now. And that left jungle, I think Mike also using a bracer of his own. Snake Eyes on that killing spree, able to pick up Trent Dog before he had a bigger impact on that fight. I think the Truth already calling that retreat call. Snake Eyes up in their face as he should be, waiting for his team to show up. The slow is going to be good. Stormjack going to be the victim of his onslaught. Destruction, it's going to be a double kill. I think that Mystical Male was able to pick that one up for him. 3 kills to none on the side of Eternal Knights. The ultimate from Shamija heading towards the Truth might be enough to pick up the kill there, and it will be. That Ohm is going to hold him still for just a little bit longer, and Mike able to follow that up. I think at this point for Eternal Knights, excuse me, a Portal Demon or a Gold Fury should be the call. Grab one of those and then immediately start looking at a Fire Giant, or if not a Fire Giant, with the lead that you have right now, almost 10,000, actually beyond 10,000. You look at a Phoenix right now. You're in that very comfortable lead right now, especially with Snake Eyes and Cherokee Warrior. Cherokee Warrior being as prominent as they have in this game, you shouldn't be afraid of aggressing under a Phoenix right now and trying to win a team fight to end this game. Unfortunate for WKDMT, looking at what appears to be a second loss for this game. I was really hoping that this team would be a little bit more in contention, as there are a lot of players that I've played with myself. I've queued ranked with Destruction, so I had high hopes that maybe he would be another shining, gleaming moment for his team. But unfortunately, I think this game isn't too far away in team fights and in team fights and regular combat, but objective-wise, losing all 6 of your towers in the first 20 minutes to a team like Eternal Knights, who also is 0-2, it's just kind of demeaning and demoralizing. But still fighting with a lot of heart. WKDMT able to get a knock up into 2 is Destruction. Trent Dogs able to get shut down Snake Eyes over. Cherokee were able to follow with a kill of their own. Destruction going to be going down to Shamija. Very unfortunate that the Truth also goes down. Stormjack in a boxing match with the Shamija. He is able to get that kill. Moshido V2, the last character online for their team, and the ultimate going to be nullified by his immunity. However, that's still 4 members online for the side of Eternal Knights. Over in that left lane, Mike pushing up that left lane, looking like that's going to be where they're looking for the first or second Phoenix. Mid lane also looking like that Phoenix is going to be in a lot of danger. Shamija making the decision to not go for the Phoenix. Interesting call there. Wouldn't have predicted that, but Mike 9081 pushing up that left lane, going to be looking for that Phoenix over there. A few characters actually spawned for WKDMT, so you might not be as safe as you were. I think immediately going to a Phoenix would have been the right call. They just weren't very confident or quick with their picks. Nightwalker, or Night Stalker, excuse me, going to be in that mid lane. Snake Eyes is already back in this, so Trent Dog's going to be the one that suffers from it. Big ultimate coming out of Snake Eyes, getting that ultimate onto a lot. Looking at this from a... Oh, 1 second there. Sorry about that. Night Stalker actually going to be able to go down there to that Phoenix damage. The Truth getting himself on the board. So far, it's a 5-4 advantage. Still have to be careful. Trent Dog's already back in the game. Being forced to retreat here, I think not having Cherokee Warrior there is going to be what really harms them. Mike 9081 using that bracer to keep himself aligned for just a little bit longer, as well as a meditation. 2 items to just burst his health back up are actually going to be able to save his life there. Snake Eyes in a bit of trouble here. Going to get taken out by Moshito. However, Cherokee Warrior was able to get killed around. So far 2-1 on the side of WKDMT. Still have to be careful. Shamija able to get himself a kill, and looking like they're starting to slip out of their hands. Eternal Knights already getting some kills onto WKDMT. 1 member standing. Again, Moshido by himself against 4. Shamija aggressing under that Phoenix, looking for Moshido. Might be able to get it there. However, the Phoenix damage is going to be enough to take him out, falling a little bit too far, and Moshido might be able to follow up with a kill. However, Cherokee Warrior able to get him before he gets her. 2 members alive right now on the side of Eternal Knights. I think going for both Phoenixes wouldn't be a bad call. Stormjack all by himself to defend against 2 over-leveled characters on his end. He needs to be careful and only play within his skills right now, and just keep the minions from going under and not take too much damage. The Truth is there to back him up now, and members have spawned on the side of WKDMT, but you lost a Phoenix in that last fight. You need to clean up your fights and see if you can't win one for yourself and not lose any more Phoenixes. Gotta be careful here. Unfortunate that this game seems to be so sloppy on both sides. A lot of mistakes made by either team, and it could have gone either way, judging by the early to mid game. So many mistakes, and the first blood, even if it went on the side of WKDMT, already responding immediately was Eternal Knights, and I think that's just pretty much been the name of the game, is that Eternal Knights, yes, you can do something pretty good, but we do it twice as well, and we're going to make you hurt for it. Much going up. Left lane, a 5-level deficit between Trent and Snake Eyes, but I think Trent, a few items online. The Ichaival and Transcendence are going to help him hit a little hard, but Snake Eyes already out damaging him. Doesn't really matter what Trent's able to do. A knock up onto him and destruction. But unfortunately, teleporting back against 4 right now. I think ill-advised by Snake Eyes to be sticking so far into this fight. An ultimate from Shamija onto Trent Dogs is actually enough to take him out. He's so under level and she's so ahead. Stormjack and ult coming out blindly, only going to take out a couple of archers. Destruction actually getting a knockup onto Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes got to be careful here. Those Phoenix shots might be enough to take him down, and Destruction able to pick up the kill onto him. Cherokee Warrior actually chose to aggress onto the Titan, and I think that's going to be a big mistake. I really hope that Eternal Knights picks up their play right now and actually starts going for the objectives, going through a Fire Giant, going for another Phoenix instead of going into a well like that and being sloppy. You trade out 2 to 1. You have to be careful if you're Knights. If you are Eternal Knights, all 5 members of WKDMT are online right now, and you only have 3 members on your respective end, so the retreat call is going to be called, and they're backing off right now.
A little unstable.
I think WKDMT happy they actually didn't lose another Phoenix there, but unfortunately they still have 1 Phoenix down, and the Fire Giant is still in grave danger. As long as Eternal Knights keeps on not going for it, though, WKDMT has a chance to come back here. They just have to be super careful. Destruction all by himself right now. The Fatalis from Shamija going to keep him stuck onto him and hopping away, knowing that he put himself in danger and out of position. Going to die for it, unfortunately. Bushido taking care of that right lane, keeping those minions pushed up. In the mid lane, it's going to be Shamija as well as Night Stalker. Shamija just looking to throw out some auto attacks. The sash not going to land for the truth, but you really don't want to be as close as to Shamija to make sure that he doesn't hit you with easy abilities and get an easy kill. Pushing up right lane is Mike 9081. Gonna see if they can't start contesting for that right Phoenix. He's gonna walk over a ward, so immediately becoming aware is WKDMT. Hopefully Cherokee Warrior isn't gonna make a silly play and go for the Titan like he did last time. They just need to group up, win a team fight, and end this game already. WKDMT, however, are on their heels, unfortunately. All spread out across the map. There was no reason for Night Stalker to back, even if it was just to get an item. That item being Gem of Isolation. I don't think that was very prominent as to what he needs to be doing right now. But at this point, I think grabbing that Fire Giant or doing whatever you want to do with 6 towers up, you can be pretty comfortable. Stormjack in a lot of danger right now. Night Stalker, however, able to nullify the ultimate from Destruction. Snake Eye's going to get pulled in, and the Aegis can be used by the Truth. The big mid lane fight. Mike actually regretting going against all those characters. 4 versus 4 in this mid lane right now, missing the Spirit Arrow. However, finally Cherokee Warrior there trying to output some damage. Moshido V2 going to be the next target for them. 2 members down already for WKDMT. That Phoenix just freshly spawned, however, immediately getting taken back down again. 2 members of WKDMT are probably going to be falling here. Actually, Trent able to make his way to the Phoenix before any major damage can be done. But Eternal Knights going to be aggressing into the Titan's lair, not worried about the damage from Trent Dogs or Stormjack, focusing all of their might onto the Titan right now. A little bit of damage going on from the characters in the well, but this should be the end of the game. Eternal Knights with game 2, a 2-0 set for them. Unfortunate for WKDMT that this had to happen. 2-2 for them and 2-2 for Eternal Knights. Both of them tied right now.
Remodeling a kitchen to withstand intense volcanic temperatures.
At the end of the game right there, I think it was just unfortunate. I think the recklessness by Eternal Knights by a team like WKDMT should have been taken advantage of, and they probably could have brought it back into their hands. It was unfortunate that the lead was such a big disparity that Eternal Knights could do those kind of things and still come out with a win. All right, this has been Tyner57, and I've been happy to broadcast this. Unfortunately, the Reaper did not broadcast this with me. He had other issues he had to attend to, and unfortunately, those out-prioritized casting. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. There's the stats if you want to stare at them. Have a good night, everybody.